the rest of our top 8. I'm going to pass it on over to Ailey and Corey with the final round of Swiss.
Thank you so much, Maria. Yes, indeed, we've got 3 spots to fill out our top 8. Corey and I cannot wait to get into the action here. And we've got some excellent head-to-heads, as you saw there, as the desk was breaking that down. So many amazing players, but alas, only 3 spots remain.
Absolutely, and we already have an incredibly diverse top 8, top 5 so far. 5 different decks, so we got ourselves. And no matter what, the winner of this will be a 6 different decks.
That is so cool.
Standards looking awesome. Great players in the top 8 as well. Should be an awesome match.
And we took a walk around the room as we were, finishing off the last round, and the players who have made it, there's just a buzz around them, an aura and energy. They are so thrilled to be in the top 8. And importantly, before round 16, because this is a sweat.
Good to go.
Yes.
It doesn't matter for these players if they win, because you have to determine where you fit with the tiebreakers based on all of the other results from the other tables. The only guarantee, I believe, is Julien Henry, who's sitting at 11-3-1.
Yep, going to be a great match here.
Guglielmo Lupi at the top of your screen there, playing 5-color Rhythm. Got some very interesting toolboxy cards in there. Deceit now for Julien Henry. Going to take a look at the hand and do some disrupting.
Yeah, and Zampa up top there, we had a very solid start. It was X and 1 going into that second round of Limited, and things fell off a little bit, but still in a position where you can win, and you're the most likely person to make it to the top 8 is a position any of these players would be happy to lock in when the event starts.
Absolutely. So Julien taking a good look at the hand there. Plenty of ramp and cards to go and find important tools, i.e., the Gear Hulk there being able to fetch up very important 1-drops in the deck, and we've seen it's just been such a crucial player in this archetype.
Yep, and seeing the Bright Glass Gear Hulk taken there, you just don't want to allow Zampa to be able to search up any kind of fight spell or lantern, anything like that. So one thing Julien is very good at dealing with right now is creatures. We have a couple emptiness as well as the Requiting Hex, so happy to allow Zampa to have all the creatures that he wants.
This is a sweet list from the French team. Basically trying to cheat in the evoke elementals by playing Not Dead After All once they're on the board and keeping those big threats around. So kind of like, similar-ish game plan. It's like, you want to get ahead of the curve, and so do I.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very interesting style deck. And another deck, I mean, I feel like I'm almost a broken record saying this, another deck that feels like an anti-Cub deck.
Yeah.
We have really seen so far, going into the last round of Swiss, the anti-Cub decks are winning this Pro Tour against the Cub decks. Now, this would be the second Cub deck to be able to make it in for Zampa, but going into this with 45% of the metagame, that's way below average.
Emptiness, the powerful 6-drop, able to put 3 -1 counters on a pretty key part that's been included in these ramp-style decks. Being able to untap off of a Warped Riddler, for example, has been super powerful in terms of getting this deck ahead of everyone else.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Riddler, there's 2 in hand there.
Yeah, and 2 unknown Riddlers as well since Julien last saw the hand. So those Riddlers are going to really do some impressive work here.
Riddler number 1.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, that's fine, says Julien.
And this is a really nice play here from Zampa. Zampa could have just went Badgermole Cub, Earthbend the land, go for Keen-Eyed Curator to kind of double spell there, but the odds that Julien would have a removal spell here pretty high, so decided to play around it.
Yep, Requiting Hex we do see in hand there. Here comes Wistfulness. No shenanigans to keep this on board as yet, but this graveyard is getting pretty full here with these powerful creatures.
The really awesome thing about this powerful evoke creature is you get to draw the cards and then maybe find a way to keep it alive. That is a really nice piece of tech for these decks. And another card that is just an absolute all-star against these style of Cub decks, Sunderflock, picked up from Julien, another one of the main reasons to play this kind of deck.
Deciding here what he wants to discard.
Tough choice, 2 separate lands, but this is still definitely a deck where you want to be making your land drops.
I appreciate how the players lay out their graveyard like this.
Yeah.
I do my best to keep
very
it all
clean.
neat, but
yep.
Yeah, no. Lots of mana value in that graveyard currently for Julien. Would love to find you know, something to bring those friends back. Maybe a certain Spider-Man.
Yep, and the worst possible top deck in the deck there. Drawing the Crater Hoof is something you very much never want to do. You never really want to draw any of those Silver Bullet cards.
It's turn 3. He's on time.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. This deck is a deck that can perform a turn 3 Behemoth, turn 3 win, but man, with all the decks that are very much trying to be anti-Cub decks, I bet we have not seen a lot of turn 3 wins from the rhythm.
I'm going to agree with you there, friend. We should do a survey for all the Cub decks.
Right.
How often did you get to do your thing? Not a lot.
Yeah, and Zampa did play around this quite nicely for the Requiting Hex, just not, you know, relying on needing that extra Earthbent land to add extra mana. Still being able to double creature here is a big deal.
Yeah.
Now Zampa is just going to try to get as low as cards on as possible, get these Riddlers out there, get that additional card advantage before Julien finds the ability to put a Sunderflock into play or one of these Evoke Elementals to actually stick.
I don't think this Keen-Eyed Curator is going to stick around too often. It can mess with the graveyards, but having Emptiness in hand is a clean answer to our little raccoon friend.
Yeah, and Emptiness can stack the triggers in such a way that even if you do have one of the Not Dead After All style of effects, you can trigger it in such a way where you give the -3 counters to Keen-Eyed, then let the card go to the graveyard, bring it back type thing.
Opted not to go for it this time around, though. So
Yeah.
little Trash Panda could get busy in the yard there if you wanted to.
Exactly, and if the cards get eaten in the yard, that's fine. Julien doesn't need those cards and doesn't utilize those cards that much. It's using the Evoke cards to bring it back. Superior Spider-Man, of course, still does have some utility with some creatures in your graveyard.
Mockingbird, what are we copying?
That looks like a land to me. That turns into a non-summoning sick flying land. Very
important.
Yep.
So an avalanche?
Yeah, so very important here in the sense that...
Judge?
Very important that you can now...
I don't know, I don't remember.
I think you do, yeah.
Oh, it's the classic. Do you have to take 2 damage from Temple Garden
copy
here?
a shockland with the bird.
It enters as a shockland. You need to pay 2 life or have it untapped. I think it works.
It is a copy
So I'm gonna
of
think
the
about
Temple
that,
Garden.
okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
And now, since we're going to be warping the Quantum Riddler, it is, are you okay taking 2 damage to have the ability to cast a 2-drop? In my opinion, definitely worth it, as Julien's going to be able to win this game. Kind of by miles, not the little chip shot style of plan.
It's not up against the Harmonizer deck.
Exactly.
So, Jumpa doesn't have to worry too much about that. Finds a couple of goodies.
Combat.
Formidable Speaker, Gene Pollinator, and then the big old hoof in hand. Not what he wants to have, but such is the top of the library.
And didn't want to get in there with the Temple Garden, afraid of some kind of flash ability.
Turn passes back now to Henri.
And just wants to keep the mana open to be able to eat a card.
That's what he was waiting for.
Yep, that looks like you don't have the double white, though, so this is just the negative counter side of Emptiness. Now, this is a Sultai deck, but you do have the ability to cast these elementals for full retail value with Cavern of Souls, with Starting Towns, and Secluded Courtyards.
Cavern of Souls definitely being one of the most important cards this weekend, I would say, for all of the creature-based decks.
It just got a huge boost thanks to these elementals.
Yeah.
And just the mana base has got so much better in general in Standard, and that's really where you start. Yeah, that's really where you start in Standard when you're trying to figure out a deck to play at a Pro Tour. It's like, okay, what is my mana base first? What tools do I have to then approach the Standard metagame?
We've seen some really scrappy mana bases before all the shocklands came back, so I bet the players are happy to take 2 for an untapped dual land.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zampa in the tank here now, thinking about how he wants to proceed with this turn. Up against a 3/5, not the biggest threat in the world, but still pretty annoying to get through here.
Yeah, big option here. You have pretty much everything available. You could Formidable Speaker, discard a Forest, get a Badgermon Club. You don't really ever want to discard the Behemoth because, well, you only have one. There's no real way to get it back. So That is a card you very much want to keep. You also just have the option of just playing a Riddler here, and that is hard to argue with as well. But no real way, as far as I can see, to draw 2 cards off Riddler unless you do Formidable Speaker and go find one, which isn't the best use of it. So I love this. Just play a Riddler. That way, if Julien does have Sunderflock, which we know he does, you can at least get the Riddler back and get even more card advantage.
It does give you more value. It's not something you hate to see bounced. Sunderflock and Undying Malice we know is in hand here for Julien, so able to disrupt this board from Lupi, from Zampa up at the top of your screen.
And really no way to interact with Sunderflock, and that's just why this card is so powerful against these Cub decks in game number 1. It is just, if you have Sunderflock, dang it, it's gonna work. It is going to be, what, a 3-mana 5/5 flyer that bounces all of your opponent's stuff and none of yours?
Seems good.
Yeah, extremely powerful when you just put it in that kind of vacuum aspect.
Everything bounced back to hand. This land does not go back onto the battlefield. Needs to either be killed or exiled.
Yep, and without the counters on it, the Temple Garden Mockingbird does stay.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
not a
just a
creature.
land.
Just a land, yeah. It's very confusing. The lands are creatures and the creatures are lands.
When you put it like that, it is very confusing, for sure. Up is down, down is up.
Yeah.
Now we just have a chock full hand, and it's just going to come down to Zampa deploying more than likely as much mana acceleration as possible, so I wouldn't be shocked if we just go Jean, Llanowar, Temple Garden, Warp, Riddler.
Yeah.
Or you can go the 3 accelerants as well as Formidable Speaker and insert something up. And of course, you can always start by going to get a Badgermole Cub.
Whatever he does, he will have to hustle in a sense because there is a Sunderflock. That's a 3-turn clock.
Yeah.
So, yes, there's a cool blocker there in Quantum Riddler, but doing that, it just takes up your entire turn.
Yeah, I think this is basically, Zampa should be, and more than likely is, thinking, how do I hoof next turn? In what configuration do I need to do something to be able to cast Crater Hoof Behemoth and try to win the game next turn if Julien's hand is nothing but air, which it exactly is air.
This doesn't.
And yeah, I would think it feels kind of bad to discard the Riddler, but I think I would go and drop this 1-drop, play a Temple Garden, take 2, play Formidable Speaker, discard Riddler, and play Cub. What's the math on that? Play Cub each. That would be, I mean, I just feel like that is Crater Hoof.
For next turn, yeah.
Yeah.
Playing Cub next turn, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would think that is 9 damage, and you could attack with Formidable Speaker, one of the Gene Pollinators, and then the Crater Hoof itself. If we do get Cub here, is the quick math that I got.
So now, Zampa tapped out, deciding what it is he wants to discard here. I mean, like you said, it can't be the hoof, right?
You wouldn't think so, but it is. I mean, the thing is, the Sunderflock doesn't get through Quantum Riddlers, so like you can try to play that more safe defensive game, or you go for Cub and you try to really, do the thing. There's not spell snares in this list from Julien, so the Cub is safe to resolve, and then it could die with the Earthbending on the stack, but with the Earthbending on the stack, you still net, a good amount of mana.
Yeah.
From these creatures. So I love this play. It's exactly what I would have done.
Nice. So Cub fetch to hand, Riddler in the bin, hoof in hand as well. Julien doesn't know about the hoof. So can Zampa pull a fast one on him here?
I mean, I think this is game 1 going to Zampa here.
Yeah, with that hand.
That hand with that top deck. Because I don't foresee Julien holding back Sunderflock here. You have to present pressure. Eventually, Zampa's going to find Nature's Rhythm and the game's over. And doesn't know about Cub, doesn't know that there's no Nature's Rhythm.
Well,
so.
he'd know about Cub. That was revealed, right?
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, doesn't know about if there's a Nature's Rhythm or if there's Behemoth.
So just the 5 toughness to deal with.
So as far as I see for the math, you have to tap Llanowar, Gene Pollinator, the Badgermole Cub, and then you can generate 9 mana. And then you'll be able to attack with Formidable Speaker, Gene Pollinator, Craterhoof Behemoth, all getting +5. That's 15, 16, 17, 18, +5. That is 23 damage coming in if we went for it.
Okay. I'm shook. What's happening here now? What's he doing?
I mean, I think that was 23 damage that we were attacking.
Oh.
Oh, okay. There we go. There we go.
Oh, that's
Zampa,
cheeky.
Zampa gave me a heart attack here thinking we weren't going for
it's the
Behemoth.
one of Spider-Man that he's going to go and fetch.
Yep.
Oh, my.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because now
Why
you tap.
hard cost it when I can just be Spider-Man?
Exactly. This is way more damage than 23. So,
Yeah, overkill. Always the best kind of kill, huh?
yeah, and I don't think there
Jeez.
was any card in the main deck that interacts with that as well. So, yep, my 23, my
Paltry.
tiny 23 point attack was nothing compared to what Zampa did there.
You know what's cool about this list?
A lot
Is
of
that
things, yeah.
It's a lot of things, but it's basically, build your own adventure. Which way would you like to go?
Oh man,
A
I'm getting
multi
flash.
5?
I'm looking at the other side. I'm getting flashbacks. Zampa kept a one-lander
He did.
in our limited round and just kept a one-lander here.
But it's okay, because Soul Guide Lantern.
And well,
That's important.
did also top deck a land. So had it.
Oh boy, no, this is not what you want to see for Julien Henry's side of things. Just a deceit and not dead after all.
Okay, I mean
It's something.
that's the combo.
Yeah, but then what? We need the top of the deck to be extremely kind here to Henry.
And I mean it's the combo without Soul Guide Lantern. Soul Guide Lantern just shuts off the combo. So Julien was just probably like, all right, I'll keep it. I can do this thing, and let's just hope my opponent doesn't have enough time to Bright Glass Gear Hulk to search up the one Soul Guide Lantern. And little did Julien know, Zampa just had it.
9 to 18.
Black.
Bounce.
Oh, we're bouncing. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, blue.
18.
That's fair.
Boing, back to hand.
Yes.
And when it dies and comes back, it doesn't trigger again. It's
Yeah,
just,
doesn't
it's
trigger.
just hanging out.
It is just a big creature, which is still not bad here.
Yep. It's a wicked roll too.
Yeah, Deceit
now
was
it's, what,
Deceit
6/6?
was really the only card that can get through a Soul Guide Lantern here.
Yeah.
I guess Wistfulness could as well.
Very temporary answer though.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like this is just one big creature. This is just
It's a 6/6,
one
yeah.
big 5/5. That
It's a 6/6 now, right?
yeah, 6/6 with the
Yeah.
boost. So 1 6/6 that is pretty easy to get through from this Cub deck if you're given enough time. And with the Accelerant on turn 2 here, you kind of you do have enough time.
Yeah. Zampa finding land number 4.
Green.
And actually has the extra land in hand, it would seem, so it's just flooded. But also, if it's Botanical Sanctum, you would think you want to play that now.
Arboroid. Alrighty, so that's going to start cooking. Getting larger and larger every time, adding counters equal to its power. Just need some friends to go along with it, but yeah, this will get to the size it needs to be
Yeah.
able to block this elemental.
Still odd to not play Botanical Sanctum there instead of the Multiversal Passage.
Is it Sanctum? Is it not a Verge?
Yeah, maybe our spotter got that wrong. It looks like Sanctum to me, but
Okay.
we shall see.
Botanical Sanctum, Keen-Eyed Curator, Quantum Riddler, Spider Manifestation. Excellent hand here from Zampa. Sunderflock. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good pickup.
That has to be the best pickup.
Yeah.
Elemental.
Wow.
Naming Elemental on the cavern.
Wow. What a draw.
Yeehaw, here we
Now
go.
the real question is, do you just jam that?
I mean, why not? You got to put the pressure on, right? You
Yeah.
know that your opponent's hand is statistically going to be better than yours.
For sure. Just put on the pressure.
But, of course, this is, if Julien is able to win this match, this is a guaranteed win and in for him for the top 8. So, taking his time, and rightly so. Sunderflock hits the board, Ouroboros out of here, in for 6. Down to
Huge
10.
amount of pressure.
Now he just needs a piece of removal or something to get the blockers out of the way.
I mean, just
That's
a
the goal, right?
just a Quantum Riddler to be able to do some blocking here would be huge, but with playing Botanical Sanctum, you know, it's going to be coming into play tapped this turn. That you're not allowed to, you can't do that.
What would he have done last turn? Because it would have been tapped in the last turn either way.
Well, that would have been the third land played, right?
No.
I'm at 10,
The
the
fourth
17,
land was-
right?
That's correct.
Multiversal Passage.
The enchantment is
President
one of the
block.
lands, right?
Oh, is that an
Yeah,
enchantment?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And maybe
gotcha.
that's
Yes,
what
all right.
maybe that's what Zampa thought as well. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
maybe.
I have 3 things,
Yeah,
but it's
this
not 3 lands. Yeah, so
Okay, yeah, that would make sense. What is that? That's the Shimowell's growth or something?
yep, exactly.
These little one-ofs in these decks.
Exactly. A couple of those in the main.
Shimowell's growth, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And maybe just kind of looked down and saw, oh, I have 3 things. That's
Yeah.
3 lands, but. And this feels like the game, you know, your opponent mulled to 5. You have a pretty strong game that Julien gets out of this. You got to be ecstatic from Julian's side.
Gene Pollinator and Spider Manifestation hit the board here. It has reach,
Yep.
right? I'm not imagining that. That spider has reach.
It sure does.
Sure does, all right.
But, I mean, just chump blocking here is definitely not ideal.
It's not the winning line here for Zampa, so in with both elementals, 11 damage here.
Yeah, I mean, it is better than, you know, losing
I
the
can
game
lose?
on the
Yeah, I
spot,
can
of
lose.
course.
Sure,
But
of course.
All right, you could do 5.
And now we're just going to have 2 lethal attackers coming in. And, man, if Zampa was able to just play a Riddler, block a Sunderflock here, you feel
Look a little different, yeah.
so much better. So it could be a bit of the nerves getting here.
Temple Garden, Orboroid, Keen-Eyed Curator, and Quantum Riddler. So I think it's quantum time. If Julien finds any piece of removal, though, this game is just donezo.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, you can go Riddler, Keen-Eyed Curator, and have Spider Manifestation available. So 3 blockers, essentially. That is quite strong.
Yeah. And extra cards, so, you know, not dead yet. Or not dead after all, I guess
there you
is
go.
appropriate.
Yeah, so no matter what, having Riddler, Spider Manifestation, as well as Keen-Eyed Curator all back on defense is quite good, because then no matter what, you can... you still have to do a little bit of chump blocking, but you can go Quantum Riddler and the Spider Manifestation to the Sunderflock and chump block the Deceit, and then you're in a very strong position. So Julien, I think, is still in trouble without a good draw, but I mean, something like Sunderflock, the game's, of course, over.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, any of the elementals, the game would be over. Big draw step.
What did we find, Julien? Deep breath there from our player. It's an overgrown tomb.
Can I get an Oracle text?
Yep. Do you want to do that? You can do that away from the table if you want.
Getting an oracle text. What do you think he's asking about?
I don't know. Maybe an Oracle text. No, I'm not sure what it would be, but
Let's see if I can find out some secrets.
now the world we're living in now, with Julien not drawing anything of relevance here. Sunderflock's going to come in, the Deceit's going to come in, and I would think you got a couple different blocks. You can either Quantum Riddler and Keen-Eyed Curator to the 6/6 Deceit, or you can chump block Sunderflock.
Yeah, 3 cards.
Checking out the oracle text of Spider Manifestation.
Yep. Okay. Double checking. Make sure that does indeed have reach. As does look like the card.
Probably Italian.
Yep. So now it'll be the choice. Zampa gets to choose. Do you want to kill the 6/6 or do you want to kill the flyer here?
Oh, I'm thinking about this one still.
Verbalizing.
I would be shocked to not trade a Sunderflock for a 2/2 right now. That's all it's doing.
But at the same time, it's just bouncing off the 4/6, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I think getting rid of a 5/6 here so that you can have the Riddler to block the Deceit if you need.
Is he thinking about, okay, what happens if I get a hoof plus Orboroid or something?
Yeah, and I mean, I get it because you do get to play Ouroboros, so Ouroboros only costs 3 essentially with Spider Manifestation, but I think it's just too juicy to go for the block. And I mean, what Zampa is probably thinking is, okay, if you have a removal spell like a Requiting Hex or something, I mean, that still kind of ends up the same.
It's not really a terrible spot to be in. Okay, so damage resolves. Little keen-eyed curator gets very dead. The two flyers just bounce off each other. Overgrown Tomb shocked in. Now, one little thing that could be a gotcha moment. We've got to take note of that wicked roll there. If the creature does die and that hits the bin, that is 1 point of damage. So Lupi's going to have to be careful not to shock in too many more lands.
Whoa, that's a hoof.
Oh, hi.
4, 5, 6, 7. Temple Garden does make 8. And then you untap. Hoof is +3.
Yeah, good. Okay, he's keeping track of that.
3. That's 9. +9, 18. That's 20 damage. So right now, if we just shock in Temple Garden and hoof, the game is over and the match is over in favor of Zampa. But if there's like any interaction, you lose.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna go for it, dude. Oh my. Tapping everything. Hoof untaps that.
Here's the thing is you'll know right now
Yeah.
if it's over or not because, you know, you're more than likely would cast a removal spell.
Yeah.
If you had like Requiting Hex, you would cast it before the untap, so. This is a lethal attack, and more than likely into the top 8 if we just send all 3 of these creatures sideways.
This is crazy.
Yeah, 11 + 9, that's 20 damage. It's so much easier to say it and go for it in this position.
Oh, absolutely, but we're just sitting here going, edge of our seats, go, go, go!
Oh.
Yes! Down to 1! Breathe that sigh of relief. Guglielmo Lupi, better known as Zampa. Holy mackerel, that was insane.
Yes! Absolutely
Let's go.
pumped. You know, you could tell there were some moments where we could see a little bit of nerves here from
Yeah, a little bit
Zampa.
of handshake.
And you just know those kind of moments after you start 9-1, you start to lose a couple of rounds. That handshake at the very end to get into the top 8, it's not even like that extreme amount of joy. It's relief. It's like, okay, I didn't blow it. Thanks, you know, into the top 8.
Man, that was a sweet, sweet matchup there. So
Very
congratulations to Lupi. We're going to jump right into another potential win and in here for Ken Yukuhiro up against Christoffer Larsen. Bant Airbending versus Demir Excruciator. Ken Yukuhiro, our current player of the year, up against a guy who's real good at getting into top 8s of things, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent, excellent Magic player here, looking to add another top 8 to his already storied career.
So anyone keeping track, we have 6 players into the top 8. That's 6 different decks. This will be the first opportunity where the winner of this into the top 8, no matter what, that'll be our first copy of a deck, which is just almost unheard of for Standard here. So huge match, reigning player of the year here, Ken Yukuhiro against Christoffer Larsen, who Christoffer also just barely missed the World Championship, by the way. It was extremely close. Was actually the first person out. The first person out, yep.
He said he was 1 point short for Worlds. Skipped the PT, but his second daughter was born, so, you know, he wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we call 0 misplays right there. Yeah.
Family first, man.
100%. Looks like game 3 between these two players sped up a little bit.
Yeah, we want to be able to show you as much as we possibly can in the time we have left for this broadcast, my friends. If you're just joining us, you've missed one hell of a day. We're in round 16. We are 6 players out of 8 for our top 8, and we're looking for 2 more. Cruel Claws Heist now. Going to take a look at Ken Yukuhiro's hand and be able to disrupt whatever shenanigans Ken's got going.
It did look like Chris top-decked the Doomsday Excruciator.
It's always funny when a Llanowar elf goes attacking.
Yep. Top-decked the Excruciator from Chris's side, and that is kind of, you know, the card of the tournament. Every time we see it, it's never on anyone's radar, right? Javier won the World Championship with it a couple years ago. Everyone thought the deck was a little bit of a meme until you win, of course.
Yeah.
And, you know, even kind of the same thing going into this one. We were all a little less skeptic because we've seen this team do it before with that card.
Look, it's Javier. He could play a ham sandwich and still top 8.
100%.
I did love what Eduardo called it, the 6/6 demon thing, which I don't wish to see resolve again. But we are going to see some deceit in here.
The beautiful combo here of when you cast Superior Spider-Man with blue, blue, black, black, you do get both modes.
Very,
if that
very
was chosen.
Looks like we have the mana available to do that, so don't see why not. Doc Orlock hits the board here for Ken Yukuhiro, so that's one piece of the puzzle for the airbending combo.
And that's Ken being hellbent here. And
Torpor Orb.
Torpor Orb is basically the checkmate card for ban airbending minus Seam Rip. Seam Rip is basically the only way to do it. And Torpor Orb also shuts this down, so this is just a 6/6 flyer for 6 that you get to draw 2. That's almost better.
Yeah.
It's definitely not cooler, but it's almost better.
Swift Savior drawn to hand there, so Ken just gonna hang tight. Checking out this Doomsday Excruciator. Big ol' 6/6. That does nothing right now.
Yep. And Ken coming off.
Except hit very hard.
Ken coming off one of the most historically dominant seasons.
Yeah, he had an excellent run last year.
Fresh off a top 8 here with Superior Spider-Man here at the World Championship, winning Pro Tour Final Fantasy, as well as a plethora of other results.
Such a fitting champion for that. You won it in a shirt of Final Fantasy.
Yep. Final Fantasy 6, his favorite game.
Jump block there from the Doc. Doc is doing nothing right now, unfortunately. Oh, Quantum Riddler is now on the menu here for this Superior Spider-Man.
So it is the weird interaction here. It's still a Quantum Riddler. It does not draw the card, but it comes into play as it's not a come into play ability.
Okay.
A little interesting, but now, I think that's what they're double checking. I'm pretty sure on that. So this would, what I think would mean at the beginning of Christoffer's upkeep, Chris would still draw 2 off the demon and then draw 1 for the draw step, would draw 3 cards a turn if you're down to 1.
That seems pretty good.
If that's exactly how that works, this is not exactly the most common.
It's, Superior Spider-Man really gets into some tricky situations.
Yes, it's the new Tashana's Tidebinder, the Dress Down, all those cards that create a ton of judge calls, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I would for sure call a judge in this situation
You know,
as well, but that's what I think.
Sometimes reading the card does not explain the card. Apologies to everyone out there who believes it does.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so just double checking, we can read this as well. It enters as a copy, so it's not a come into play thing, would be my assumption. And then the come into play abilities that it is copying, those would not trigger because of Torpor.
Yeah.
At the very absolute worst, this comes into play as just a 4/4 legendary spider human hero, and that's also pretty strong. But of course, having a Riddler basically ends this game on the spot.
Yeah, because the decision is made before it even hits the board, right? Or before it's on the stack.
Yep. So double checking the ordering some grub real quick, it would seem.
Some dinner.
Oh, showing off the brand new baby there. Big congratulations to Christoffer Larsen. They welcomed their second child to the family.
That's adorable.
Christoffer, one of my best friends, was actually at my house hanging out after the last Pro Tour when he figured out he was going to be a dad for the very first time.
Hey,
so
that's cool.
Some pretty cool stuff, a cool moment to enjoy with him and his partner.
I bet the judges are discussing this interaction question here. So
yeah,
the players, doing what I guess players do is just chat.
And Christoffer doing what Christoffer does best, absolutely, and that is chat no matter what. Even if there's a language barrier, Chris will still be chatting at you for sure.
I love that. Definitely makes you feel at home at a Magic table. So Judge comes back now.
Yep.
The question about the interaction here with Torpor Orb and Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah, and both of these players, extremely friendly, great ambassadors for the game. And now we're seeing, okay, so there's a Quantum Riddler underneath. I'm going to take a wild guess that is now a Quantum Riddler.
I would assume so,
and things are going to resolve as I thought.
Yeah, any draws from here on out would result in extra draws if there's 1 or less cards in hand.
And that is a 3-mana, 2/3.
Does nothing.
It does nothing. It does now have the ability to transform.
Waterbend, yeah.
So at end step, it is going to be tap your entire team, water bend, flip it to the other side. But there's the draw 2 off the demon, and there's the third draw there. That is how that interaction works.
Jeez.
And the backside of Aang here is going to be great. Chris taking a peek. It is very strong. It does turn into a reach creature, but it would be Ken having to completely tap out just to create this, so you can't flip it and block in this scenario.
The extra card draw coming from that Doomsday Excruciator, so even though they don't have Enter's abilities, oh boy, Aven Interrupter gets got there by intimidation tactics.
And that looks like double deceit.
Yeah, it is.
In play. So, I mean, one thing you can do with the deceit is just pay 4, and now I have 2 5/5s.
Yeah.
And now you flip this, and the flip side of Aang does not look anywhere near as impressive.
That is going to do it. Christoffer Larsen, congratulations, picking up a win here against Player of the Year, Ken Yukuhiro. Love to see it. I bet you are ecstatic and just want to jump out there and give him a big old hug. He'll probably lift you up. So
yeah, needless to say, I'd be right in that crowd getting a hug as well. And Christoffer Larsen does a very common thing every time one of his other friend top 8s or wins a tournament. He picks them up.
He has.
You know, so someone's got to go out there and pick up Chris to celebrate as well.
Do you need a hand?
Yeah, no, I don't think I can do it. I'm not as strong as Chris.
We could try. With our powers combined, we could lift him.
Okay, sounds like a great plan. Let's go for it.
Oh, I hope my health insurance is up to date. Anyway, friends, let's carry on here. We've still got plenty of matchups to determine the winner of Marco Belacca up against Andy Garcia-Romo next. Jeskai Control versus what could be the deck of the tournament. Is it Spelementals? The team known as the Boulder have brought a pretty good deck for the weekend here.
Pretty good, and after the first day, it had the highest win percentage.
72% or something?
Now, this is the only player that is in contention, so day 2 very clearly might have not been going the way of this at Spelemental's deck. And speaking of not going their way, Marco on a 3rd loss in a row is just one of the toughest things here. When you are so close.
Yeah. This is where the power of your mind comes into play so much.
And one thing I was seeing that Andrew Ellenbogen was talking about from the Spelemental deck is there's one card they fold to, straight up fold to, and that is a turn 2 Rest in Peace. And do you want to have any idea what Marco has lined up for turn 2?
Is it a Rest in Peace,
It
perhaps?
is a Rest in Peace. So if Andy has a counter spell here, we're still playing Magic. Otherwise, per Andrew Ellenbogen's kind of statement here, we might be all done, but Marco recognizing how important it is going to try to protect it a little bit.
Spell Snare drawn off the top there for Andy Garcia-Romo.
Well, that wouldn't have went well for Marco there if we would have played Rest in Peace, and in response, Andy went to opt and found a Spell Snare.
Yeah, that would have been brutal.
That would have been brutal. So good restraint there from Marco.
Yeah, Marco has been playing extremely well.
Yes.
Just hit a rough patch of unlucky losses, so fighting for his tournament life here, he has the best chance out of everyone to make it into the top 8. So
absolutely was 10-0 at one point with a pretty solid limited deck, and ended up losing that last round of limited.
Yeah, he pulled a 2-1 out of what in most situations would have been an 0-3, maybe a 1-2 deck. So.
Yeah, you never know.
Let's speed things up here a little bit. Let's find out who is going to take this down. Both players have a game win apiece. And would love to make it into the top 8.
Yeah, and these games are going to be pretty grindy and be pretty slow, especially in the post-board games. Things tend to slow down a bit, but most of the time, structurally, the control decks usually do struggle against these spell decks that you just spin your tires in the early game with ops and sleight of hands type thing. And then all of a sudden you go end step, just a bunch of cheap creatures.
Big crab.
And you overwhelm your opponent's removal spells and sweepers.
Yeah, and having, the ability to flash things in on end step, it's never just a clean answer. You always have to be sitting there, okay, if I clean the board now, am I going to get smacked in the face by a 5/5 next turn?
Yep.
Chances are pretty high, yes, you will be, but let's see what Marco wants to do about this. Oh, okay, he says, I see your 5/5 and raise you mine.
Okay. And you can play that in response if you want. It's no problem, as you can target it with the crab, but you won't be able to pay the ward, so no matter what, it'll stay untapped. And we still do see Marco with the Rest in Peace being extremely patient, looking to back it up to kind of lock up the game,
Yeah.
and rightfully so. I think I saw Andy has 2 spell snares, so it would not be doing much resolving.
Is it Spellamental's deck? Glacial Dragon Hunt now, able to...
Yeah, it's a May to deal the damage.
Yeah,
but
you
this
don't
is
have
just
to.
Andy just drawing a card, I imagine.
Yeah, just discarding something.
Yeah.
That he
And then
doesn't
you
want to
may
draw.
do that ability, so I would...
Equal to the value of the thing that's discarded.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
find out.
Not looking to...
Go. Draw a card, and then you may discard. When you discard it, deals 3 damage.
That is a ton of spell snares here, that is for sure. And now has 1 Spider Sense available as well, just in case there's something like an Ultima. And this feels like a very big turn for Marco.
Well, the one nice thing about this big 5/5 is anytime Andy draws 2 extra, or the second card per turn, then...
Yeah. So there is Rest in Peace, and wow, not even
Okay.
fighting over it. That makes a lot of sense. Because, well, if you spell snare that and then Marco just goes land, Day of Judgment, you feel like you're in a much worse spot. But
Absolutely, yeah.
that is basically going to say, this is Andy saying, I need to win with these 2 creatures because if they die, I basically can't cast anything. With the graveyard being gone, you'll have no cost reduction on Crab or Hearth Elemental.
These are expensive creatures, friends.
And Sunderflock is expensive without the elementals. So this is really Andy saying, I'm all in. I'm going to use these spell snares and spider senses.
Yeah, try and protect these guys.
Protect these. And wow, there's just so many Day of Judgments. There's so many counters in hand. I would think this is very much favoring Marco.
Let's see. Is he going to try and do something proactive here? Saw the stock up in hand, so consideration for that. Decides, no thanks. I'm just going to sit here and use my life total as a resource.
I suppose this
Strike
turn
when I can.
is kind of free because if the crab comes in, you can just block with the Inagi at Kyoshi Island. But I would be shocked if we see the crab come in and no block once again. Okay, does look like the trade there.
Earth Elemental of 4/5. So yeah, that's not going to get attacking anytime soon.
I think that was a broadside barrage as far as a top deck here.
Okay.
Andy.
Winter Night Stories, looking to dig a little deeper into the deck and discard a couple things. Might be able to harmonize this, though, as Rest in Peace is on the table.
Yep. And also, this is Marco having Jeskai Revelation as an option as well. And this feels tempting to be like, you do have 3 mana. You can pay for it if you want.
Yeah, go for it. Spell Snare, number 1.
It makes a
on the
lot
stack.
more sense. You really need to hold some mana up as well as
All right,
Andy
it
also
resolves.
needs this card.
So Winter Night Stories resolves 3 cards. If he discards a creature, gets to keep them.
Yeah,
Okay,
it does
Glacial
seem
Dragon Hunts in the yard.
it does seem a lot more difficult to win with Rest in Peace in play. And Andy had the Spell Snare to try to fight over it. And I don't see any other counter spells from Marco on the way back, so I'm not sure this Rest in Peace would have actually resolved, but maybe that No More Lies was there. And here's the Day of Judgment. I feel like Andy 100% has to fight over this. Whew.
Yeah, all right, so board cleared. Now, Marco is poised to take things over here, get back in more control, I guess, of this matchup here as Andy Garcia-Romo running out of cards, running out of answers, and running out of threats.
Yeah.
Consult the star charts now for what looks like a million as Marco Belacca sculpts his hand even further to try and lock up, finally, win number 12.
And who knows at this point if it's for sure a top 8. We're not 100% sure if it's Marco. We're not sure if it's Christoffer. Like, it is going to be a very close sweat between, 10th place through 6th. It's all going to be very, very close.
So, best of luck to everyone out there who is sweating currently, waiting to hear if they are, in fact, in the top 8. Ral Crackling Wit gets to resolve here for Andy Garcia-Romo.
Has to be about the best card that Andy could draw because, well, any of the other threats you can't really cast. So, wow, yeah, that really could have been a game-ending card there because are we going for, yep, So Jeskai's revelation, there was probably the one spider sense, I do believe, but I do think Marco has the No More Lies.
Yeah, he does. That
So-
is in hand. He has protection for this is super important spell.
But this isn't killing Raul, because Raul is at 5, so no matter what, this is bounce and kill the otter, I guess?
Yeah, there'll be 2 critters on the board, though,
Yeah.
when this resolves, so...
I mean, it's definitely huge, don't get me wrong, but the Raw living is still Andy's best and maybe only chance to win the game.
As it stands now, Marco, super, super well positioned here to get into the top 8, has just a hand of removal waiting for whatever it is Marco's trying to deploy. Sure, he's shields down right now, but just wait.
Yeah, and that is just blue cards, permission spells in hand, a couple spell snares, and you got to think, Marco just like casting a couple lightning helixes, casting stock ups, and attacking with these prowess monks almost looks good enough, even if no spells truly resolve.
Prowess is one hell of a ability.
Yep. Okay,
Jeskai
now
Revelation number 2 on the stack. Spider Sense says, please no thank you, but there is a spell snare to get that to resolve. So now Marco pushing his advantage even further, able to get this Raul off the board if he wants to. I mean, hell, you could just go straight for face here, but...
I think that was the GG moment.
Yeah.
I don't see Andy really having any way to come back. Hard cast Sunderflock, which I highly doubt is still in the deck, you know, and we're still very far away from that.
He's so far away from that now.
Exactly. So I don't think there's going to be anything. I would assume this is the last turn of the tournament for Andy Garcia-Romo.
Played excellently this whole time, so kudos to him and Team Boulder. The Boulder, excuse me. Here comes Marco Belacca, though, digging deeper into the deck, sculpting the hand, making sure that there's no possible way he's leaving this table without another win.
Yeah, playing against Rest in Peace with this deck definitely feels like pushing the boulder uphill for sure.
Absolutely.
And that's 2 more Jeskai Revelation there. That assuredly has to be
So we
the
need
nail.
3, 6, 9, 12. We need this to be 4 power each to get this one and done right now.
Yeah, and I think at this point, Marco wouldn't even have to cast another spell. Andy's just got blue cards. You could just attack with these 4, with these 4 monks and be able to clean it up pretty effectively.
Down to 1. Tap, tap. To the dome. Congratulations, Marco Belacca, finally able to get that 12th win. What relief he must be feeling. There we go. We got a smile from him.
Yeah, and
absolute relief.
You can
for
tell
the Italian.
that was not excited first. That was relief first. Like, oh my!
Yeah.
I went from 11-1, losing 3 in a row. Last shot to make your flight home feel a lot better when you sneak into the top 8. Maybe.
Determination and sheer force of will. Congratulations to Marco. You did it. Let's head back to the desk right now because we have a top 8 to figure out, friends.
I'm nervous.
Me too, man. And I'm not even in it.